This is Into the Fire. I'm really happy to be able to welcome to Into the Fire the exciting youngster we like to call a South Aussie, even though he's Victorian, the classy, the speedy, the endurance machine, Dylan Stevens.
Thanks for having me, LJ. Privileged to be on here.
Thank you. Well, let's start with the obvious. You live in SA, but you're a proud Victorian, aren't you?
Some will say 50-50. I think the SA people, all my mates, try to claim me as a South Australian now. Been here for a few years, but I think deep down, and my parents will also say that I'm a Victorian boy. So.
Yeah. So you played in Mildura in the Sunraysia League, and obviously showed a lot as a junior, as you were offered a scholarship at St Peter's College. What do you think when you were offered that?
Yeah, well, I was actually very lucky. So an opposition coach put my name forward to the coach at St Peter's, and I was lucky enough to get offered a scholarship. And yeah, before I came over to Adelaide, I had no idea about boarding school. Didn't even know what it was. So yeah, I took the opportunity, which was pretty brave at a young age, under year 9, and then yeah, I think it's paid off, and I'm pretty happy with how it's all unfolded. Yeah. So I love Adelaide. Yeah,
it's pretty cool. So I hear a little rumour that you're a Lego fan. Well, being that you are, you can't call it Lego.
Definitely Lego. It is definitely Lego.
It's Lego.
You reckon? Can't agree with you there, LJ.
Well, I can't agree with you either. After moving to Melbourne, then back to Mildura, then over to South Australia, going into the draft must have been a piece of cake. You must be good now at settling into somewhere new.
I wouldn't say it's a piece of cake, but yeah, I have lived in a few different places, which I think has helped me leading into coming into the draft, where knowing that you might be anywhere in Australia. And so come the end of the year, I'm not too worried about where I am, because I've loved everywhere I've lived so far. So yeah, I'm looking forward to what could be ahead.
Yeah, that's good. You've done the hard yards over the years getting to this point. Did barracking for Carlton teach you how to be resilient? Sorry, that wasn't nice. Lucky they're now a team who's on the rise. Which Carlton player was your idol growing up?
Yeah, look, LJ, you got me there. My dad hasn't really given me a choice of what club I'm barracked for, and so Carlton's always been it. And it has been tough. I haven't seen many wins over my entire time of watching them play, but yeah, I guess you could say that, because then the thing is that this year is probably the year where Carlton are starting to actually go alright, and then it could be the first year where I probably don't go for them because I might be somewhere else. So a little bit frustrating, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating. You're doing a uni degree at the moment. Commerce, if I'm correct. Smart and skillful.
You've done your research, LJ. Done your research. Yeah, so I'm doing that at the moment. So originally I got into exercise and sports science, but because I'm doing football so much, I kind of wanted to go down a different path. And so I've decided to do commerce, more business type of degree, and it's very broad, so I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. So I'm kind of keeping my options open by doing that, so yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, I know you're a great player, but you also coach. Those kids are so lucky to have you coaching them. How are those boys at St Peter's going this year?
They went pretty well. So we won, I think it was 11 out of 13 games, and the 2 games that we lost, we didn't score a point. So we played a couple of pretty solid Sacred Heart sides, who are obviously a very good football school. But yeah, it was actually very enjoyable for me, and it was actually a chance for me to get out of my comfort zone, you know, having to public speak and things like that. So it was actually very good for me, as much as it was hopefully for them too.
Yeah, winning 11 games, that's pretty good. So, let's talk about you as a footballer. You have terrific skills. A left footer who runs all day is exceptional at finding the footy. You've been called a Josh Kelly clone. Now that's a wrap.
Yeah, look, he's always been someone who's probably my biggest idol, really. He's someone I kind of like to model my game on. If I could be half as good as him, I'd be over the moon, because obviously he's a great player. But yeah, football's always something that I've loved, and yeah, and within the last few years, I keep a pretty close eye on Josh Kelly, just because he's such a good player, and love watching him how he goes out of footy. So yeah.
Yep, so do I. As a midfielder, you play largely at the moment outside, but love playing inside. I hope you get to play a bit at Marvel Stadium then. Just kidding. Which do you prefer, inside or outside mid?
Pretty good for me, LJ. As I come into SA, I've probably been more outside, like, 'cause I'm a bit of a lighter frame and a bit of a late bloomer. in terms of my body and whatever. But yeah, within the last couple of years, I've started to push into the inside a little bit. In the last few weeks within the Norwood League team as well, I've had a bit more inside, and I'm really enjoying that. And so hopefully over the next few years I develop even more in terms of my body, and can probably become a permanent inside midfielder who, you know, goes on the outside and still use my running ability. So yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. Your ability to break lines and deliver with high skill is why they call you prime mover. However, size-wise, I'm thinking more than a career man, just as important, but more suitable at the 70 kilos, Dylan.
Yeah, I've got a bit of work to do with that in that area, don't I? This little 70 kilo frame. So yeah, like I said before, hopefully I can eventually fill out a little bit. Because of all my junior footy, I've always been that tiny little frame, and everyone I've played against pretty much has always been that little bit bigger than me. So I've always had to try and use my, you know, running ability and skills to, you know, dodge and weave and things like that. So yeah.
Yeah, you'll get bigger. You had a wonderful under-18 championship this year, Dylan, averaging 23.5 disposals, 3.5 marks and 4.7 tackles. And yes, an All-Australian berth. That must have been a proud moment.
Yeah, to be honest, I was a little bit surprised that I was selected in the All-Australian side. I didn't have my best carnival. It was okay. I was satisfied with it, but I think I've been fortunate enough the last few weeks to kind of rebound from that, having a bit of a mediocre championships to play some good league footy the last few weeks, which I've been pretty happy with. So.
Yeah. You're playing league for the Redlegs, and not only that, you're a vital part of their push to finals. How have you found playing with the big boys?
Early on it was tough. It was definitely something that I had to adapt to. Obviously I hadn't played with against men too many times before that, and so probably the biggest thing was adapting to the physical side of things and then the speed of the game too. But I think I've started to find my feet a little bit in the last month or so, and I'm really enjoying it, and it's been such a good experience, especially because a lot of boys in the team have had their taste of AFL, and so you just learn a lot of different experiences from them, so it's really good.
Yeah, I would enjoy that too. Well, the Combine is coming up. What areas are you going to love doing, and what is the thing you're most nervous about?
I think I'm going to love just, you know, I love being in that football environment where there's so many other great players around you, probably the best of the best in your age group, and so just being around them and seeing how they go about it. And then what I'm most nervous about, well, probably the 2K time trial and the yo-yo. They're probably two kind of grueling tests, and two tests that I want to perform well in. So
yeah, those ones are tricky. Okay, some easy questions for you if you don't mind. Are you a survivor or bachelor watcher?
I am a bachelor watcher.
Would you rather a party or a movie night?
Movie night.
Me too.
Just a quiet night all day.
Yeah. Best thing about South Australia?
That's a good question. In the summer, I love going down to Victor Harbour, Robe, on the beach. I went down to Second Valley as well, where you jump off rocks into the water and then just soaking in the sun. So that's probably what I love most about SA, is just getting down there and enjoying the summer. So.
Yeah, that is good. What would your choice be for a final meal?
A final meal? I love a chicken parmigiana at a pub. Nothing wrong.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that. You can't go wrong with it.
No, you can't. AFL player you'd love to have round for tea?
Josh Kelly. You should know that answer. Yeah, he's obviously a legend and a great player. So.
Yeah, he is a great player. What's your worst habit?
My worst habit? You got me stumped here. Well, one that comes to mind is that I always have to be the last to be changed for a football game. So the whole team's always there, ready in their boots, full gear, and I'm still got my trackies and my jacket on, just because I just love being the last one to be changed. So, and then a few like Mitch Grigg, he gets a bit anxious around me when he's in his full kit and I'm still sitting there eating watermelon in my full trackies and stuff. So.
Yeah. Well, thanks Dylan for going into the fire with me, but no one leaves into the fire without a bit of advice from me. You're going to be a super player in the AFL. I've watched you play for Norwood, and I'm excited to think how good you'll be in the AFL, but you lack something. You kick goals, that's great, but what can separate you from other guys is simple as this. You need a celebration, something that gets everyone around you pumped up, And guess what? I have it. The Into the Fight. Are you ready? Goes like this.
I'm ready,
Wanna
LJ.
try?
We'll do it together.
Yes.
I might have to pull it out. If I can kick a goal this week, elimination final, I might have to pull it out.
That would
We'll
be
see.
great. Thank you. And thank you, Dylan, for going into the fight with me today. You're an awesome player and a great guy. Can't wait to see your name called out on draft night. Thanks again.
Thank you very much for having me, LJ. Loved it.
Thank you.